and welcome to my channel Knitting Books etc. My name is Cristina and on Ravelry other social media I am Puella63. So it's been a long time since I've recorded. I've been kind of in a, I don't know, strange mood, so I haven't been able to knit properly or to read properly. I think I was overwhelmed with all the projects I was involved in, and I stopped. So even October, for example, for the books, I have hardly read anything. So I am reading David Copperfield, which I was chatting a little bit with Ross from Skelly Dundag about the books, but I haven't read any for a week, anything. Then I am reading the Prime Minister for a read-along I am hosting of the Palace, the read-along of the Palace Palace series by Anthony Trollope. This is the 5th book in the series and I'm supposed to finish it by the end of October, which I doubt I will be able to. And I am also reading another book which is not for October, which is Rebecca, with another group of people, but I also stopped suddenly. I have to tell you that these last 10 days I haven't read anything but some mysteries. By lately I've been listening, actually not reading, listening to the audiobooks of some mysteries of Ellery Queen, and that's all I've been doing. So I am going to restart, if you want, reboot my channel here and try to restart my reading with in a slow motion. So I'm going to pick up these books I want to read and read them slowly. I will talk about them when I'm finished, but for now I'm going to do something which I think it's a good idea. Let's see. As you know, my channel name is Knitting Books etc. So I thought of dividing it in recording 1 week about all the knitting and the other week about all the reading. And also I am going to try not to get involved in so many projects, either of knitting or reading, because then I get overwhelmed and a little bit depressed, and it's like I get paralyzed and I cannot do anything either in knitting or in reading. So I'm going to do my thing, going slowly in both ways. And today it's going to be one about all the knitting, so apart from this introduction. So first I am wearing a pullover v-neck, a very deep v-neck, and it's a very how do you call it, with lots of positive ease. So it's a large but cropped jumper with kind of a mesh in the front. The back is stocking stitch only, and it is designed by a Portuguese designer called Filipa Carneiro, and the pattern is called Sul, which is also a type of yarn that is dyed by a Portuguese dyer. She's dyed by Alfinete, that's her company name, or her brand name. And so in a way this pattern was designed to be used with this yarn, so hence the name Sul, which in Portuguese means south. Okay, so this is, I love this color. Everyone knows that I love green, but this green is one of my favorites. Okay, so recently I managed to finish a project, which is pair of socks. It's a pattern by Cookier, the monkey socks, and I have already made I don't know, almost 10 pairs of monkey socks, I guess. But it's been a long time since I had made one, so I decided to cast on. This was for a knit along that a friend of mine always does in October, because she links a little bit her autumn and Socktober, and so she does a knit along that she calls, I think, Socks of Autumn. And I will, her name in Ravelry is, I think, well, she has a podcast, a Portuguese podcast called Mãos de Vera. Her name is Nana. I'm not quite sure what her Ravelry name is, but I will post it in the notes. The yarn I used was a yarn I received as a birthday present, and it is a Wollmeise in the version Wollmeise twist, which is 80% merino and 20% nylon. So I cannot wear nylon, but I think I'm going to misbehave and try to wear this. The problem is that I get eczema if I use it, and sometimes other disagreeable reactions, but this yarn is it feels quite soft, so I'm going to try. If I have problems, then we'll see what I do. But this is so my participation in the knit along of the Socks of Autumn, and that's it. I might try to fit in another pair, which I'm going to create. I mean, I'm going to invent. Sometimes I do what I call invented socks, where I pick up some stitches and I create a pair of socks. So I might do that, but we'll see. I was thinking of doing something in color work. We'll see. But my FO. So now I have here some projects I'm working on. Unfortunately, disaster has come. I don't know why, but or has happened. First of all, I have here my Zweig, which is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and I am knitting it in a Portuguese yarn, which is a 4-ply yarn called Mondi. I'm going to show you one of the, I think I have here, well, it's on the floor, I dropped it. So here it is. It's this yarn here from Retrosaria Rosa Pomar, and it is a Portuguese yarn, 4-ply. I normally use it for socks because, as I said, I cannot wear socks with nylon, and this is 100% wool. But in this case, I was gifted 4 skeins of this yarn, and I decided to knit a jumper with it, and I chose Zweig. So let me show you here. This is the Zweig. The yoke is complete. It's a lace and colorwork yoke. For the contrast yarn, I used Again, Wollmeise, but in this case it's 100% wool. So it's the Wollmeise Pure, and the colorway is Leia. It's part of a group of colorworks where they have pairs. I have it was again a birthday present I received, which were a pair of colors that were Leia and Luke in this case. So and this is Leia. My problem is that I had already knitted this of the body when I noticed that I had made some mistakes, and then I was trying to fix the mistakes, but because I wasn't I couldn't see very well, I made a mess. And so yesterday in the evening I frogged, I don't know, more than 10 centimeters of this. So I'm back at the beginning of the yoke after the separation of the sleeves, and I'm going to knit the rest of the body. Now it's all in this color, so this is the front, sorry. And it has some details with some twisted stitches, that's all. And then the same with the sleeves. I'm loving this. I am looking forward to blocking this and see the lace panel here in the yoke all in its glory, because this color is beautiful, and I'm looking forward to wear this as well. The other project I unraveled yesterday is a pair of socks that it was a pair of socks that I started before I went on holidays. It's here in a small project bag that a friend of mine gave me yesterday. We went to a meeting in a yarn shop nearby, which is called Mum's Knitting, and on Saturdays they often have some tea with a designer, and this friend of mine is a designer, and yesterday the tea was with her, and then she gave us to those that went to the tea, she gave us this short these small project bags which are ideal for socks, and she also gave us some discount for a new design of hers that was released today, which is called Slip One Cowl on Ravelry. Her name, my friend's name and design, I will post also in the description box. So this pair of socks, it's also knitted with Mondin yarn from Retrosaria Rosa Pomar. Here it's I'm going to show you. It's again another birthday present I received this summer. My birthday is on July, and so this is beautiful green Mondin yarn. I am knitting this with how are they called? Crazy Trio by Adi, but in the novel version, which they are longer, and they have cubic grip, so they are cubic. And my problem was that I knitted the first sock in one day, almost immediately after my birthday, before I went away, and then I forgot the stitch I was using, so I had to unravel several rows or rounds to try to understand what pattern I was using, and now I know. So I remembered now, and I in a way looked at my stitches and understood what I did, and so now I am ready to continue the sock and to finish the sock. Finally, my other work in progress is something that is causing me so much grief, and I tell you why. This is the mystery knit-along Twists and Turns. It's a shawl by Stephen West. I always love his knit-alongs, mystery knit-alongs. They are always great fun. There are lots of people doing this, and in my group of friends, knitter friends, lot of us are making this shawl. But the first clue, people are already knitting the third clue. I am still trying to finish the clue number 1 because it is so painful. I'll explain why. One of the things I don't like very much is casting on and then knitting the first row after the cast on. And this pattern makes us cast off and cast on every 4th row for a long time. So I'll show you. This is what we get every 4th row. So I'm using this yarn here is Katia Concept lace, silky lace. So it's a mixture of lamb's wool and silk. And the grey one is Holst Super Soft, which is 100% wool, and it's before it's washed for the first time, it's a very grippy wool, almost like Velcro, and so it is so disagreeable to knit this pattern because of we have to cable cast on 12 stitches every 4th row, and to cable cast on with such a grippy yarn, it's painful for me. So even yesterday I was complaining and saying I have to reach 14 rows of this grey, which is my contrasting yarn, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, only 10. So I still have 4 repetitions to go, and I am desperate because I know that the other clues are much more agreeable to knit, and I am enjoying the fact that I'm participating in the MCAL, and I'm very curious about the end result. But this first clue is painful. So I even tried, just to entertain myself, to make, because this is going to have an effect, which are some twists and turns, as he said. That's what it's going to happen to those lines, these lines here. So we are supposed then to twist this in these cables, which has a very fun effect. But I feel miserable. Almost everyone has finished this first clue but me. But I'm going to finish them. So let's see if today I manage to reach 11 at least repetitions of the grey yarn. But the 14th seems to be so far away. I'm always counting and I don't seem to move. So I suspect that I'm going to go from the 13th to the 15th without reaching the 14th, because it's so slow going and so annoying. Okay, I think that's enough rumble. So as I said, I hope to record another episode after this one, all about reading, so all about the books. This time I'm going to stick to the knitting and what I've been doing lately. I hope everyone is having a great time. I also hope to be back, to be more involved in the BookTube community, because it's a community I love. I know already so many people there, and they are great people, and it's great fun to change ideas with them. So I hope to get back and see you next time with all the books.